Hello everybody, my name is V. Narendra Kumar and we are from NRK Academy, and today we are in the series where we are doing a lovely series called the Turning Points in History. Turning Points in History. And today we have Greek civilization. We have already completed early man. The story thus far has been the early man, then the agricultural revolution, coming of villages, ancient civilizations, and now we have the Greek civilization. Three great thinkers came on the scene during the Greek civilization, and philosophy was born naturally. I'm using the word naturally because, as we mentioned earlier also, beliefs play an important point. But how long will you have illusory beliefs? And man is curious. That's the angel side of man, the divine, the powerful, the being powerful, truly moral, truly noble side of man. But somebody has to initiate it, right? Ask the questions. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle asked questions. What is this world? Where are we? What is logic? You understand? How can you not ask these questions now? Now we cannot even imagine not asking these questions. Those of us who are more curious and who are knowledgeable. How can you not ask these questions? You're born. Of course, it's very baffling. It's very wondrous. It's very strange, this whole universe. You come from somewhere, from nothing into your mom's womb, come out, live out a life, die. This is the fundamental wondering sense of man. And few people thought very deeply about it. Socrates was one of them. What is good? What is bad? What is the meaning of life? What is happiness? All those questions which required answers, so that logic, rational beliefs can replace just beliefs because somebody told you. You understand? Three great thinkers came on the scene, and philosophy was born naturally. Philosophy is a love for wisdom. What is love? What is justice? What is man? What is logic? What is rationality, reason? What is happiness? What are emotions? What is art? What is politics? See, these are the fundamental questions. And believe it or not, Socrates had asked all these questions. Plato had taken Socrates' dialogues and put it in a form of extraordinary books. And Plato understood, definitely, life is not only about a routine, lower level, power lusting kind of a living. There is a knowledge. The word knowledge came very powerfully during the Greek civilization. And Plato felt, he didn't think much in conscious terms or with full clarity. It was then long back, around 400 BC. And he came up with this idea that there's some higher reality. But unfortunately, he went to the supernatural dimension. Three great thinkers came on the scene, and philosophy was born naturally. Man finally questioned where he is, what is the right way to live alone and together, and what is the world. Thus was born philosophy. These are subjects called metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, politics, aesthetics. Metaphysics is what's the nature of reality. Epistemology is what are you? What is your mind? What is this thinking capacity we all have? What is its value? What is knowledge? What is good? What is bad? Why? Is there another world? Plato thought that there was another world, and Aristotle, who came after Plato, had an opposite viewpoint. This marked the birth of man. Isn't it the birth of man? Because man has become from child, he has become like a man. This marked the birth of man, the ending in principle of dogmas, blindness, and other forces ruling us. So now at last man was free, not from rulers or gods or priests. He was free to question, free to find his own knowledge. So he was fundamentally found his own inner happiness. Why? Because this was a real inquiry. This really happened during the Greek times. And an actual desire to fully grasp the world broadly. Alas, the conclusions that were reached were still not fully correct. They were wrong. Some of it was wrong. A lot of it was wrong because it was too early. The spirit of inquiry was right, but the application of thinking was faulty. Plato was very, very faulty. If you judge him from the 21st century, Plato was nonsense also. Plato actually said that there was another reality. Which reality? There is no another reality. As philosophy and mysticism was born, and thus philosophy and mysticism was born in conscious terms. Today, what all the crazy things we see about gurus and this and that, all the nonsense people talk, but yet seriously, all these priests talk about this and some God is there, all these things, even we start believing in them, and we do have those beliefs inside us. All that came in conscious terms. Do you understand? If you understand history, you will also be liberated. Luckily, his disciple Aristotle embraced this earth and posited a rational, natural philosophy and gave the fundamental rules of logic that are needed to think correctly and arrive at true knowledge. So they say that there was no topic, Aristotle was the Google of that during that time. There was no topic that Aristotle had not clarified. Concept of non-contradiction, which means logic. That means you can't have a contradiction, right? The concept of not having a contradiction if you want true knowledge, that we take for granted actually today, came into existence thanks to the then momentous contribution of Aristotle. This inquiry began of what is this world in details, and it goes on even today by a few. In fact, Aristotle went very deep into biology, deep into inquiry in physics, into metaphysics, into epistemology, into ethics, into art. He talked about how drama should be, why drama should be, why do we have such deep feelings? What are those deep feelings? What is that higher life? Thus science was born, but without full experimentation and rigorous observations. You must understand that during the Greek times, a lot of science was born. Euclid was there, all that we study in school level was born then, but they were not rigorously based on observations. This is one insight and information many people don't know. They think that Greek had discovered science fully. No, Greek had discovered science partly. Thinking through logic was born, but there was a confusion about how basically we must define truth. Is it completely through what is, or can we invent some truth of what might be just because we can imagine things? Just because we can imagine things doesn't mean that something else exists. The latter was part of the method of thinking. In technical terms, there was both induction and deduction. And though science was born, it was not consciously, philosophically rooted in induction alone. Now, what is induction? Induction means strictly coming to conclusions only from observations. And those who have gone through the whole school syllabus and who have done whatever graduation you have done, you know that you cannot have a principle cut off from reality. But not having principles cut off from reality, having a knowledge, having a book. See, you have a textbook. What does it mean? That there is a knowledge. So we don't have to be so primitive today, because we can stand and make use of all that has been discovered today. The most beautiful thing about 21st century is that we can make use of all that has been discovered till today. Of course, science did take a leap compared to before. Obviously, it was a leap, right? Till then, they believed only in praise and very limited kind of low-level intellectuality was there. But now suddenly, man, rose in intellectuality. Of course, science did take a leap compared to before. At least man could know what he is and where he is. So the next topic is the Roman Empire, Christianity and the Dark Ages, and that we'll do in the next video. Thank you so much.